everyone, in this video we are going to determine the volume of a sphere using this formula right here. Before we go into this formula here, let's define what do we mean by volume of a sphere. Volume of a sphere refers to the amount of space inside the sphere. So how much space is in there. So that's what we mean by volume. So in order that we can solve for the volume of a sphere, we use this equation 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Others would want to prefer this to be written as V equals 4 pi r cubed over 3. That is still okay. So you can do it that way, or you can have it in fraction 4 over 3. They mean the same thing. So the r that we're referring to here is the radius of the sphere. Again, radius is the distance from the center of the sphere to the side of the sphere. So that's what we mean by radius. And then the pi that we have here is irrational. Irrational means it does not end, but we round it off to 3.1416. Now let's have an example to better see how do we use this equation to find for the volume of a sphere. So let's take this two examples right here. We have here this formula. I'll put the formula for the volume of a sphere. I'll put that up there because we're going to use that in solving for the volume of these two pictures that we have here. Okay, so in this first problem that we have, we are given the diameter of the sphere. So this is the diameter. Again, diameter is the distance from one end to the other end of the sphere passing through the center. So if we want to get the radius, that's actually half of the diameter. So we can go ahead and determine the length of the radius. That would be radius equals diameter divided by 2. So diameter is 8 feet divided by 2. So our radius is 4 feet. And this is the one that we are going to use over here and not the 8. So again, please be careful. We do not use the diameter. We take half of it. So if you're given a diameter in the problem, take half of it. That is the radius. So in this problem that we have here, we already have the radius. So then we go ahead and plug this into the equation right there. So we have volume is equal to 4 over 3. Then we have the pi. Again, our radius is 4 feet. And then we are supposed to cube it. So that's cubed. So this becomes 4 over 3. Then we have the pi. 4 times 4 times 4. When we say cubed, by the way, it means 4 times 4 times 4. So we're going to multiply the number 3 times. That's what it means. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then feet times feet times feet is feet or cubic feet. And so we are going to multiply the constants here, 4 and 64. So that would come out 256 pi, because pi, remember that it has an invisible denominator of 1. This one has an invisible denominator of 1. So we're multiplying 4 pi and 64. So we got 256 pi. 3 times 1 times 1 is just 3. And then the final unit for this is feet cubed or cubic feet. And this is our exact, exact volume. So we say exact because we did not round the value of the pi to 3.1416 yet. So we just labeled this as exact. Now let's have the rounded value for this. So to find the rounded value, all we need to do is just to change this pi into 3.1416. So then we go ahead and write 256 times 3.1416 divided by 3. Again, the unit for this is cubic feet. And so the final answer, if we do the math here, is 268.08 cubic feet or feet cubed. And this is the volume of this sphere. This is the amount of space occupied by this sphere. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So it's pretty much the same thing. We are going to use this equation right here, but we're doing it backwards. We are given the volume we're supposed to find for the radius x. So let's write the formula over here. So that would be volume is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So I plug in the value of volume, which is 904.7808 centimeters cubed equals 4 over 3. Our pi is 3.1416. Our radius is missing. We're representing it as x here. The radius is represented as x, so that's x cubed. Now we are going to get rid of the 3 first before we can solve for the x here. So to do that, we are going to multiply both sides by 3, and then we multiply the left side by 3 as well. So then from here, we can go ahead and cross out the 3 and then the 3. So that's the antidote for the denominator of 3. So then from here, we can go ahead and multiply these two together. That would come out 2,714.3424 centimeters cubed. And then 4 times 3.1416 is 12.5664. We still have the x cubed. And then we want the x by itself. So then we are dividing both sides by 12.5664. Both sides should be divided to make them even. 12.5664. So then we can cross these two out. So we're left with x cubed is equal to, when we divide these two numbers together, that would be 216. That is a centimeters cubed. Now we want the x by itself, so then we are going to cube root it. So cube root both sides. So cube root and cubed would be, we get to cross those out. So we're left with x on the right side. Now if we say cube root, what it means is that we're going to look for a number so that when we multiply this number 3 times, it will give 216. And that number is 6, which means 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 6 is 216. So I'm multiplying 6 3 times. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. And then cubic centimeters would just be, we cross out the cubed and then the number right here, so that would come out of just centimeters. So our radius for this sphere is 6 centimeters. Did you get 6 centimeters as your answer to the second problem right here? Good, perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!